Hi everybody, and welcome back to another video. It's been quite a while since I've been here doing video tutorials, and unfortunately life just got too busy and I couldn't slot it in, but thankfully now I'm back, and hopefully over the next few weeks I'll have at least another 1 or 2 videos to show you. So today's video is called the Waffle Stitch. And sometimes when we hear the word waffle, we hear people rambling on, talking like me, what I'm doing now, waffling a little bit. We also might think of the delicious pastry, which I'm not going to eat, but that's what a pastry waffle looks like. But our waffle stitch looks like this. You can see the similarity there, and it's a really nice squishy kind of a stitch, and it's a 2-row repeat pattern, and very straightforward. The only new stitch that's in it is a front post travel stitch, and I'm nearly sure I have covered that stitch in a previous video, so scroll down through my videos and you'll come across it. So at the time of recording this I didn't have a blanket done in it, but a friend of mine gladly came to my aid and gave me one that she has just completed. It's a lovely blanket done in stripes, and this pattern, it can be done in any kind of yarn, any kind of weight of yarn, double knitting, Aran weight, chunky, and looks good in any kind of colour, stripe pattern, variegated yarn, or like what I have done here in just a plain solid colour. So if you're all ready, grab your hook, grab some yarn, and grab a cuppa, a new mug I bought for myself, you can read it, and let's get started. Okay, so folks, the waffle stitch is worked over multiples of 3. So for this example I'm going to chain up 30. So do your slip stitch whatever way you feel comfortable doing your slip stitch. Okay, and I'm using double knit yarn and a 4mm hook. Okay, so if you're using a thicker yarn like Aran or chunky, you may want to use a 4.5 to a 5 or a 6 even, depends on how chunky your chunky is. Anyway, the ball bands normally give you an idea as to what hook you should use. So I'm going to chain my 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to pause and I'll come back when I have the 30 chain done. So that's my chain of 30 completed. Okay, so from here you're going to work a treble crochet stitch into the 5th chain from your hook. So count back to the 5th chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn around your hook, into your chain. Now if you want to grab 2 loops, you can, or just grab one, it's fine. And you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn around again, pull through the first 2, yarn around again, and pull through the second 2. And you're going to work a treble crochet stitch into every chain across. Okay, so go to your next chain, which is this guy here, yarn around and pull through, yarn around and pull through 2, yarn around and pull through 2, yarn around your hook, go to your next chain, yarn around and pull through, yarn around and pull through 2, and yarn around and pull through 2. Repeat that all the way across to the end of your row. And again, I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to complete this row. So that's my row of trebles completed. Okay, and I'm just going to count them. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and this is our chain from the beginning. Okay. Now, I'm going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and turn my work. Okay. And that chain is my first stitch. Okay, so from there we're going to do our front post treble crochet stitch in the next stitch, or around the next stitch, because you're not going into the top, you're going to go around the post. Just pull this out here, I can show you. This part here, oops, is your post. And it's a front post, so you go from the front of your work and around the back and in the other side. Okay, yarn around your hook and pull through, yarn around again and pull through 2, yarn around again and pull through 2. That's your front post treble crochet stitch. We're going to make a normal treble crochet stitch in the next stitch. So in through the top of your stitch with your treble crochet stitch. And over the next 2 front posts, we're going to be doing front post treble crochet stitches again. So from the front and around, yarn around your hook, pull through, yarn around again, pull through 2, yarn around again, and pull through 2. And you're going to repeat that again. So around the post of the next stitch, yarn around again, and pull through 2, yarn around again, and pull through 2. Now you can see already the way this stitch here is set back and these 2 are coming out. Okay, so we're going to do a treble crochet stitch in our next stitch. And we're going to do 2 front post treble crochet stitches around the next 2. Yarn around your hook, around the post, yarn around and pull through, yarn around and pull through 2, yarn around and pull through 2. In our next stitch, we're going to do a treble crochet stitch. Okay, so that's 2 and 1, and that's a repeat across the row. We're going to do 2 front post treble crochet stitches and 1 treble crochet stitch. So again, yarn around your hook, around the post of the next stitch, yarn around and pull through, yarn around and pull through 2, yarn around and pull through 2, and again around the post, and in our next stitch we just work a treble crochet stitch. Okay, I'll do this one again. So the front post treble crochet stitch from the front and around, yarn around again and pull through 2, and yarn around again and pull through 2, yarn around your hook from the front, round, yarn around and pull through 2, yarn around and pull through 2, and yarn around and pull through 2. In your next stitch, a treble crochet stitch. So that's the repeat. Work it all the way down to the end of your row. I'll just pause it and you can work away at your own speed. So I've worked my last 2 front post treble crochet stitches, and now I'm going to work my last treble, and I'm just going to work it into the chain space from the beginning of our treble row below. Okay, so you can see the way the front post treble crochet stitches are standing out and your treble crochet stitch is set back. Okay, again we're going to chain 3, 2 and 3, and we're going to turn our work. Now you can see the way the ridge has formed now from doing your front post treble crochet stitch. When you do the front post treble crochet stitch, or any front post treble, or any front post stitches, you're pushing this whole top row forward. So you can see the way it has been pushed forward. Okay, so now this row we're going to do a treble into our next 2 stitches. Your chain 1 is your 3 chain is your first stitch, so we're going to do trebles into our next 2 stitches, and they're just normal trebles. Okay, and then you're going to do a front post treble crochet stitch around the next stitch. And again you're going to do a treble into your next 2 stitches, yarn around, yarn around your hook again into your stitch, yarn around and pull up, yarn around and pull through 2, yarn around and pull through 2, and over the next stitch we are working a front post treble crochet stitch. Now you can see your little boxes are beginning to form. Okay. Over the next 2 stitches, again, we're just doing a normal treble crochet stitch into each of them. And around the next stitch, you are doing a front post treble crochet stitch. So you're going to repeat that all the way across to the end of your row. You're working 2 trebles and a front post crochet stitch, 2 trebles and a front post crochet stitch. So I'm going to pause the video and get to the end of the row. So I'm just coming to my last few stitches of the row. So I've done my 2 trebles. I'm going to do my front post treble. And I'm going to do a treble in the next stitch. And I'm just going to put the treble into the chain space. And that's that row completed. So again, we're going to repeat our second row. We're going to chain up 3. We're going to do a front post treble around this one. And we're going to do a normal treble in the next stitch. We're going to do 2 front post trebles around the next 2 stitches. Around the next one. And we're going to do a normal treble in the next stitch here. And we're going to do 2 front post trebles around these 2 stitches. And over the next stitch is just a treble crochet stitch. Okay, so this row is 2 front post treble crochet stitches and 1 treble crochet stitch. When we are doing the other row, it's 2 treble crochet stitches and 1 front post treble crochet stitch. But it's the type of a pattern that you can actually nearly feel, okay, well this feels it's standing out a little bit, so they're the front post ones. And then when you have your 2 front post ones, the next stitch is kind of set in a little bit, so you know that is a normal treble crochet stitch. So I'm going to pause the video and let you work away at your own speed, and I'll catch up with you when I'm at the end of the row. So I'm just coming down to the last few stitches of my row here, and they are 2 front post treble crochet stitches. and 1 normal treble crochet stitch into the chain space. And that's that row completed. And we're going to chain 3 again, and we're going to turn our work, and we're going to work 2 treble crochet stitches and 1 front post treble crochet stitch. So yarn around your hook into your treble crochet stitch with a treble crochet. So 2 treble crochet stitches, yarn around your hook, front post treble crochet stitch, and 2 treble crochet stitches over the next 2 stitches. Now please forgive me if you think I'm slurring. I am, because I am getting dental work done at the moment, so I can hear it. I don't know if anybody else can hear it, but I can feel that I'm slurring, so this is what's happening at the minute. Okay, 2 treble crochet stitches, over the next 2, and a front post treble crochet stitch. Two treble crochet stitches, and a front post treble crochet stitch. So now you can see your little squares are all beginning to take shape, exactly like the way our yummy chocolate waffle is. So I'm going to pause the video and complete this row, and you can do the same. So I'm just at the last few stitches, and it's a front post treble crochet stitch, and it's 2 treble crochet stitches, 1 into your stitch and 1 into your chain space. And that's that row completed. So as I said to you, it's a 2 row repeat pattern. On this side we're working a front post treble crochet stitch and 2 treble crochet stitches, and on the reverse we're working 2 treble crochet stitches and 1 treble crochet stitch. You can see the front post stitches stand out, so you know exactly where you should be going. My one advice to you is probably you would need a border on this blanket, particularly for the sides. I feel anyway, but it's everybody has their own opinion on it. I think it would just give it a nice straighter edge if you were to put a border on it. But again, it's a real nice textured pattern, and depending of course what yarn you use, it can be a real heavy blanket. This is Aran, whereas this is double knitting, and there's a considerable difference between the two. This is really squishy. This is squishy too, but with the Aran it's really, so I can only just imagine in a nice chunky yarn, it'd be lovely blanket or pattern. Of course, you can use this for anything. I'm saying blankets. You can do a scarf in it. You could do a cardigan actually in this stitch. Would be really cozy. So that's the waffle stitch. 2 row repeat. You're starting off with multiples of 3. Okay folks, thanks very much for tuning in. That's the waffle stitch blanket. As I said at the beginning, a 2 row repeat, and you can make it as big or as small as you like. A very simple but very effective stitch. So if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, if you could hit the subscribe button now, absolutely fully appreciate it if you have already done. I'm trying to build up as many subscribers as I can, and I have to say every day I'm getting another 1 or 2, which for me is brilliant. Okay folks, see you all again soon. Thanks for checking in. Bye bye for now.